Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupa Tamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Paramananda Madhavam Vasudevendra Yogindram
Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Vidhiyate.
We'll read from Madhyam Shariram, 73 page. Madhyam Shariram Madhyaha Pranaha Madhyam Manascha Madhyam Madhya Buddhihi Madhyam Ajnanam Iti Svenaiva Nyayate Tadyata Madhyatvena Jnatam Kataka Kundala Grihadikam Smad Bhinnam Tata Koshadikam Swasmad Bhinnam Madhiyatvena Jnatam Atmana Bhavati. So what all are not the Atma? The body, the pranas, the mind, the intellect, ignorance. All these five represent the five koshas, which in turn are the three shariras, associated with which one goes through all the three states. I am none of these. Why am I none of these? I am not the body, I am not the etc. etc. because of two reasons. One, I know them. The knower being different from the known. Second, they are all possessions, my possessions. They are all my possessions means what? They all come under the category of mine. What I call as mine. I call as mine. The possessor is different from the possession. Because of these two reasons, all these are not me. Atma Satyam Tadanyat sarvam mityeti was a. So tadanyat, all these things come. We have not seen still how they are mithya. Please remember. We have only seen what is Atma, what is Anatma. Mithya means they are false. Still it is not proved. Those things will come in time. Right? That is Tattvaviveka, the final conclusion. Remember? Tattvaviveka kaha Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mityeti. So by this process, what has happened? We have established that these are all Anatma. That's all. That they are Mithya, not yet established. Mithya means false. Mithya means what? Badhita. You remember? That which will be falsified. That is not yet done. In the moment of thought, now we have arrived at, in the flow of the discussion, we have arrived at this point that all these are not me. Meaning, Tadanyat. All these are Anatman is established. Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira, what it was explained. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, Anandamaya Kosha, what they are were explained. After explaining, it is said, these are not me. Even though I take, at this point of time, I take them to be me. All of us take the body to be ourselves, is it not? Ourselves. We have understood we are not the body, but the practice of it is something which we have to still strive for. But understanding is top priority. If you don't understand, how will you practice it? Okay. Therefore, clarity is top priority. If you don't understand, you can never practice Vedanta. Understanding is 90% of the battle won. So after explaining all the shariras and the koshas, it is said they are not me. They are not me means what? Atman is me, not me is Anatman. Okay? Then the question comes, who is me? They are not me. The interesting thing is that I can't even say Atma is nothing also now. That is also taken away. Madiyam Ajnanam. The experience of nothingness is also my experience. Is it not? It comes under what is mine. Therefore, that also is gone. So, what am I then? Atma tarhi kaha. That's where we are now. It is said, you want to know what is Atman? Satchidananda Swarupaha. Which Satchidananda Swarupa was also said in the definition of the Atman. Definition of Atman: Stula, Sukshma, Karana, Sharira, Vidiriktaha, Panchakoshātīta san, Avastatraya Sakshi, Satchidananda Swarupa san, Yastishtati Sa Atma. That question came because Tattvaviveka kaha was there. Tattvaviveka kaha Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mityeti. No, Atma kaha Stula, Sukshma, etc. etc. Then Stula, Sukshma, etc. got covered. Right? So far means when they explained about, the Shariratraya, Kosha, Panchakosha, all of them, the Atma was indirectly pointed out. When we indirectly point out, actually indirect explanation is easier. First. You may wonder, what is the need? Why can't they tell at the beginning itself Atma is Sachidananda Swarupa and finish off the matter? Because if such a thing was said, we will not be able to comprehend at all. First, there is something other than the three shariras, 5 koshas, that should come to our grasp. Yes, there is something. That is established by the indirect definition, also called as what lakshana? Tatastha lakshana. Tatastha lakshana. Right? So, in that stula sukshma karana sharirat vitiriktaha panchakoshatita san avastatraya sakshi sachidananda swarupaha, 3 definitions with tatastha lakshana. Stula sukshma karana sharirat vitiriktaha tatastha. Why? What is Atman? Atman is that which is other than the indirect. You're not telling what is Atman. You're saying it is Atman is something which is other than these 3 shariras. Which is other than the 5 koshas. Which is a witness of the 3 states. Now that is Tatastha Lakshana. So what does Tatastha Lakshana do? Tatastha Lakshana helps you comprehend there is something else, which is a big achievement. Step by step. This is a methodology of Vedanta. Step by step they help you. It is not important that you know the truth at the beginning. It is important that you know the truth finally. And Vedanta takes you slowly to that. Every subject, if you want to understand properly, you need to go steadily. Slow and steady, as they say. Slow and steady gets the knowledge. Slow and steady. So first they told you, yes, there is something. Now you are also ready, yes. Here I am sure none of you will say there is nothing other than the 3 sheets, other than the 5 sheets or the 4 or the 3 bodies. Why? The logic has been slowly built up for you. Suppose this was said right at the beginning, Tattvabodha, would you get it? No. Actually, we need to give time for others to understand us. No? If that is true, you need to give time for the student also to understand. You should not just dump everything and understand, chalo. No. The best teacher you will find in Vedantas. If you take any Vedanta text, you will find this kind of superb methodology of teaching. Even if you take the Bhagavad Gita, and later on if you may study, you will see one thing is to study the Bhagavad Gita, another thing is to study the teacher. Have you seen, even in other works and all, right? So they study Shakespeare and all they study. Then a solid study goes on behind mind of Shakespeare. They study, right? What kind of person Shakespeare? What kind of person Kalidasa? Through the works, you can know the person behind the work also. Some people, they very, very easily explain. Complex things also easily explain. We find that in our Pujya Guruji. Extremely complex things made in the most simple way. Then immediately you understand, wow, what a clarity. You get it. Isn't it? Some people, most simple thing, they make it so complicated. Then you understand, wow. What do you understand? Wow. My God. What a complex head he must be having. Once Albert Einstein or Einstein. Huh? Once Albert Einstein, he was asked, whom do you prefer to teach theory of relativity? He said, I would like to teach 10-year, 11-year-old kids relativity. They asked him, but will they understand? He said, if they don't understand, it means I have not understood. If you can't explain a subject to everybody, please understand your comprehension, there is some problem. Right? So Vedanta takes this methodology of slow and steady steps till you finally comprehend. So after clearly establishing for us there is something other than the 3 bodies, 5 sheets, now the question comes, what is that? Satchidananda Swarupa. Now shall we take a discover, shall we take a voyage, or shall we take a flight to discover what is the Satchidananda? Okay? Chalo. It is the most easiest thing because it is you. See, Vedanta is never difficult. Vedanta is most easy. It requires no intelligence. It only requires a common sense. Very easy. You will easily understand. I'm sure about that. Let's start. We are now in page number 76. Let's read from page number 75. Atma kaha, Atma tarhi kaha, Satchidananda Swarupaha, Satkim Kalatrayepi Tishtatiti Sat, Kalatraye api tishtati iti Sat. So there are words. Kalatraye api tishtati iti Sat. So many words are there. Chitkim Jnana Swarupaha, Ananda Kaha, Sukha Swarupaha. All right. Atma kaha, tarhi kaha. If I'm not all these 5, then what am I? Satchidananda Swarupa. Satkim, what is that? The clue is given. Kalatraye api tishtati iti Sat. Kalatraye. Kalatraya, 3 periods of time. 3 periods of time, past, present and future. Tishtati. Tishtati means what? Changeless. That which is changeless in the 3 periods of time. Three periods of time means what? Yesterday, today, tomorrow. We have seen many yesterdays, is it not? And we have seen many todays also. Right? And we have seen also many tomorrows. When it was yesterday, today was tomorrow. Right? In other words, throughout your life, that which has remained unchanged is you. We know very well body is not remained like that. Mind has not remained like that. Nothing has remained like that. But an amness remained like that. What Swamiji, and amness remain like. Do you experience that you are? Do you experience that you are? Knock, knock. You knock somebody's door. From inside, who's that? I am. In our languages, we say very Nanda. मैं हूं. Don't you say that? Don't you say that? Meaning you don't even say your name in the beginning. You don't even say your name. Only if the other fellow does not. But who's that? Advayananda here. Next. But as soon as somebody asks, who's that? Nothing comes to mind. Our presence only we feel. That inner core of you, which is just the amness. You may say I amness if you want. Core. There is nobody here who does not know I am. There is nobody here who does not know I am. And two, interesting thing, this I am has never changed. That is why when we see our photographs, old photograph, right? Baby. You know, they have these photographs, baby photographs. We have our baby photographs. And one photograph will be there where you're not wearing dress. That one also you know is you only. And we tell them, why do you take this photograph? We tell our mother, father. They say, no. Then you want to take it off. They say, no, that should be there. Right? Any age your photograph. Suppose married people and all, no? Married people also, they before marriage. There's a lot of difference before marriage and after marriage. Before marriage, after marriage. And then with the first child, with the second child. Person become totally different. कहाँ था baby, अभी तो both, from baby to both. But continuously we have the feeling, meaning everything has changed in that. Everything has changed. Everything has changed. Not one hair is there now of that. Everything has changed. But still, the feeling of I am has not changed. Has not changed. That is pure you. Pure you. And in that you, nothing goes inside. No thought goes inside. No body goes inside. No prana goes inside. No object goes inside. It is just pure you. You are immaculate. ये क्या शब्द है स्वामी जी? Immaculate, pure, pristine. Okay, that is kalatraye vidishtati. That has never changed. It is changeless. That I am is changeless. Okay. I am body, that is individual. That is Jivatman. That I am is Paramatman. You. I am has not changed. I am body keeps changing moment to moment. Individual changes moment to moment. But the self, which is the core of that individual, never changes. It is like this. Suppose you, I do not know whether in India it's there or not. It must be there, but I've heard in overseas it is there. It's called Hall of Mirrors. India, it's there anywhere? Mirrors. Different mirrors. Is there? Anybody has gone anywhere and seen? You've seen. Anyhow, mirrors. Different mirrors. We don't have to worry about, we go to a haircut shop, everything is there. Different. But they're all simple mirrors are there. Convex mirror, concave mirror. Different kinds of mirrors, you know. In one mirror you see like the zoom, another mirror, so many kinds, you know. Right? You are one, but you appear different being different mirrors. The same way, amness is one. In different ages, you appear differently. The innocence of childhood gives way to the mischief of youth, or the innocence of infancy gives way to the mischief of the toddler and the child. Which in turn goes on to become the distracted youth. As they usually say, but all youth need not be distracted. Which in turn goes on to become what? From youth to responsible middle age, or burdensome middle age, which in turn becomes the sinister old age. Whatever it may be. Sinister means what? That you can't. Sinister, whatever. Or what do you say? The troublesome old age. Or peaceful old age. It can depend upon the different person. A wicked middle age will be sinister old age. No. Wicked means sinister hoga. And a responsible middle age can give a relaxed old age. Whatever it may be. Now these are all mirrors. Mirrors. I am in the mirror of different kala, appears differently. Remember, in this I am, there is no you, me. Anybody knocks, and if they are asked who is that, I am only will come. How do you say that? When you say I am, it is I am. When I say I am, I am. Voice may differ, but I am is same only. The experience of amness does not change. This pure amness is called Sat, and that has never changed so far. Yesterday also it was the same. Many todays also it was the same. Many tomorrows which have gone by also it is the same. The changeless selfhood, amness, is Sat. Sat means existence, literally existence. And how do you experience that existence? The amness. In all languages, in all languages you find this word. I am. That is the Supreme Lord Himself. In the Bible, in the Old Testament, it is said God appeared to Moses. And Moses asked God, "Who are you?" And you know what was the reply? "I am that I am." I am that I am. I am. That is God. Sat Kim, that which is changeless is Sat. Got it? Chit Kim. Satchidananda is Chit Kim. Jnana Swarupa. Jnana Swarupa. Prakasha Rupa. Jnana means it is available for knowing. It is not available for knowing. It is what? Knowledge. It is knowledge. It is experience. It is experience. It is self-luminous. Ever available. Never lost. Meaning, this amness that we are experiencing, to know that amness, you don't need anything else. It self-illuminates. It is self-illumined. I am, you know, is it not? It is not just existence. It is not just amness, but it is a knowing full amness. Yes? It is not just I make the existence. No. Yes, amness, existing is there, but this existence is with the knowledge of it automatically. And you are not knowing it with your eye. You are not knowing that amness, what you are experiencing every moment with your mind. It is automatically there. And it is automatically known. In Vedanta we call self-luminous, Swaprakasha, or in a simple way, Chit. Sat Kim, then amness is Sat. Chit Kim, amness, knowing amness is Chit. Meaning, it is not a Jada amness. It is a Chetana amness. It is not Jada. Jada means inert. To know the inert, we have to see. But it is consciousness itself. And that is why we call the Atman as consciousness. That is why we call the Atman as existence. What kind of existence it is? It is consciousness existence. I'm not saying it is conscious existence. It is not adjective. Adjective is property. That same existence, you can look it as consciousness. That's all. The amness is there, is it not? That amness itself is consciousness. That amness itself is self-luminous. It is only different ways of looking at one and the same thing. They are not two different things. It is not like Atman is having, like for example, suppose or flower, let us say, a flower, a lotus flower, let us say. A lotus flower has red color in it, or what you call pink color in it. Pink color. That pink color is a property. Why property? Because that pink color can fade away after a few days. Why few days? Next day morning the pink is slightly less, and 3 days afterwards it is pale white. 5th day it is dark. That is a property. Property comes and goes. Nature does not come nor does it go. It is that. Atman is not having existence. Atman is existence. Atman is not having consciousness. The very existence makes itself available, and that is consciousness. The very existence self shines, and that is consciousness. The very existence is presence, that is consciousness. Okay? Therefore, consciousness is not a property. Property will come and go. Existence, if it is a property, it will come and go in the Atman. But it was not that 5 days afterwards you became inert. Even in deep sleep, the existence doesn't go away. Even in deep sleep, that consciousness illumines everything. If it illumines everything, how much there should be consciousness? And it neither decreases or increases. It is always of the name of uniform consciousness, full consciousness. That is why it is Purnam. Have you heard the word Purnam? Complete. The existence is complete. It is neither 1% you can increase to it, nor 1% you can decrease to it. Because it is itself existence. The same way consciousness is, it is itself. Some people say Atman is equal to existence plus consciousness. Should you use plus there? No. Maximum you can use Atman is equal to existence. What will you write? Huh? Comma? Comma? Into? Please. Is it definitely it is not minus, correct? It is plus? No. It is comma? Comma means like lotus is I may say large or fragrant, comma, pink, comma, large. 3 properties are there in lotus. Like that? Atma has got 3 properties, comma, comma, comma? No. And will make it plus. Equal to. Best is equal to. Atman is equal to existence. In science, chemistry, we have mathematics also we have one kind of writing equal to. This way, this way. Equivalence. Equal to. This is that. Atman is. Or in English, when you write now, you don't have equal to. That becomes very complicated. So what we do is that Atman is equal to existence hyphen consciousness hyphen Sat Chit Ananda. Let me see how they've done it here. See? Do you see that? Atma's nature of existence, consciousness, bliss. Translation, page number 75. Meaning, it is one whole. And if you know English little better, or if you know punctuations and all those things little better, instead of this hyphen, you'll use something called en dash. You know en dash? En dash. You say en dash. There is a hyphen, a little longer one is called a en dash, and a little longer is called a em dash. You'll use a en dash. Because hyphen is a kind of thing. For example, night watchman. Night watchman. Night hyphen watchman. Night hyphen watchman. So he's a watchman in the night. You see, that kind of complication is there when you put a hyphen. Gatekeeper. Gate hyphen keeper. But if you want to say there is equalness in both sides, then you use a word en dash. If you know en dash, you will know, otherwise it's okay. It doesn't really matter. Most important thing is to understand. How you write is not that important than what you understand. Atman is existence, consciousness. What do you mean existence, consciousness? The very same existence makes itself available. What do you mean consciousness, existence? The very same consciousness is a presence. So you can say the presence of consciousness is existence, and the availability of existence or the knowability of existence is consciousness. So forget about all these words. Now think, intuitively experience. Are you there? I am. Is this amness known to itself, to yourself? Yes. Who knows that amness? Amness knows amness. I am. Who knows I am? I? No. Blind person also can know. Who knows that mind? No. Because even when the mind is not there, I am remains. If the current goes away here, light goes away here, will you know yourself? Yes, I will know. So the availability of existence is consciousness. The presence of consciousness is existence. Existence and consciousness are inherent to each other. Existence itself is consciousness. Consciousness itself is existence. Because it is that kind of consciousness, existence, which I am. Pavam me. That is that type. You cannot try to understand this. Don't try to understand this. Okay, try to understand this, no problem. But try to intuitively experience it. Vedanta is that way. It is not like Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha kind to understand. That is a very different kind of understanding. That is an object. This is you, the subject. So how is the subject known? The subject is intuitively experienced. In fact, to know the subject, you don't have to do anything. You just have to be aware of yourself. Okay? What is Sat? That existence which remains changeless. What is Chit? That existence which is self-aware. If you like the word, you use the word self-aware. This existence is self-aware, is it not? I am self-aware. That self-awareness is called as consciousness. That is why Jnana Swarupaha. Jnana Swarupa means what? It is not borrowing knowledge from the I or the mind to become self-aware. It is self-effulgent. It is self-aware. Alright? ठीक है. So Sat is over, Chit is over, Ananda. What is Ananda? Sukha Swarupaha. Now, in this self-awareness, in this existence, there is no kind of sorrow, pain. Okay? Don't look here and there, try to understand. In this self-awareness, there's nothing like that. Then what is there? There is a fullness and a completeness in that experience. There is a fullness and a completeness in that self-experience. There is a Purnata. You can use many words for that. Sometimes they use such. For example, I can recall an expression from the Bible: "The peace that passeth all understanding." An expression there. In different traditions, you will find different expressions for that. Because ultimately, every saint has to come to this experience to become a saint. Any saint. It may be a saint from the Christian tradition or the Islam tradition or from the Sikh tradition. Any saint has to come to this pure God's presence in one's heart to become called a saint. Saintliness is this awareness of the self. And you'll find saints of all traditions corroborating this. Tick mark, tick mark, tick mark, tick mark, they'll put. In some traditions, if they say that, if you say that you are God, they will kill you. They have killed also some saints like that. In our tradition, there's no problem. It is common experience. Aham Brahmasmi. You are not taken to task for telling Aham Brahmasmi. One Sufi saint was put to death because he said, Islam tradition was put to death. Kya kare? That is fullness. That is godliness. Which is fullness, godliness? That very existence, which is self-aware, is complete unto itself. There is no incompleteness, there is no want, there is no anything missing in that. It is perfection itself. It's an uncontoured, unchiseled fullness. Natural fullness. Uncontoured means what? No undulations, no ups and downs in it. Unchiseled means what? It's just, you don't have to chisel it. You have to chisel and make a marble idol. It's just full. It's just a mass of perfection. In every way. And this is called Ananda. Sukha Swarupaha. Alright? Just fullness. If you translate Sukha Swarupa as some kind of, these kind of words sometimes mislead. Happiness, bliss. They mislead because what we know misleads these words. We know what Sukha. We know Sukha of Panpuri. वो कहाँ है, ये कहाँ है? We know some kind of these kind of sukhas, and the moment we hear sukha, immediately our mind goes to some kind of thought, some kind of excitement. But remember, whenever we were in sukha, we were complete. We never wanted anything. We were just full. That fullness is this Ananda. So far what you have studied, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, they are all objective signs in a way. Stula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira, very objective. You can use your intellect and mind. For this to understand, you need to be intuitively self-aware. What is this intuitively self-aware? To be intuitively self-aware is to go to the core of one's existence, is to turn our mind inward and then be still. This is possible by repeated attempts of meditation. That is why it is a subjective science. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya and all those things we have understood. Stula, Sukshma, Karanashara, everything we have understood. I am not saying we have not understood. Even Sushupti Avastha we understood. Even Karanashara we could understand. They all can be understood. This is not a point of understanding. This is a point of what you ever experience to assert it again by an intuitive inner perception. Okay. So what do you mean by this, Swamiji? What I mean is that even if you have understood now, to hold it, you have to transcend the intellect. What do you mean transcend the intellect? Transcend the intellect means to use ourselves to see ourselves and not the intellect to see ourselves. What do you mean, Swamiji, to use ourselves to see ourselves? Because the self is self-aware. You don't have to use the intellect to see yourself. Without the intellect, you know yourself. To appreciate this and to abide in that non-verbalized, non-thoughtified, pure inner amness. Swami, please, what is it you want to tell? Atma is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existence. Chit means self-aware existence. Ananda means full self-aware existence. That's all. That full is what is Sukha Swarupa. Completeness. No incompleteness. Is that Sukha absence of sorrow? Yes, it is absence of sorrow, but it is not just that. It is fullness also. It is fullness in what way? It is fullness in its own way. Incomparable way. But it is something you ever experience. That is the beauty of it. But we don't pay attention to it. That's all. Because the mind takes us away. This is to bring the mind and then tell the mind, be quiet, be still. Whether the mind is away or here, once you are rooted in this experience, you never lose it. Initially, what happens? We need to bring the mind and still it and then see that. But once you have seen it, once you experienced it repeatedly, then you don't have to worry about the mind going here. The mind is doing what it wants to do. Whether the mind is here or mind is there, the self is ever shining beautifully. Only a small kid requires the cloud to be away to know that there is sun. Is it not? A small kid. Grown-up people, like all of us, we know even when the cloud is there hiding the sun is shining. Why? Because the clouds are revealed in the sunlight only, no? A person who is ever established in the self, he does not require to keep his mind in peace to know the self. Whereas we require initially this method of quietening the mind, which is called meditation. Now you listen to it, Shravana. Some amount of you understood, probably you'll have to rethink about it. That is called manana. That doesn't suffice. What else is required? Just quieten the mind and abide in it. Just quieten the mind means what? This mind is distracting, continuously making noise, and because of the noise, you don't, even though that Satchidananda is ever there, it is somehow getting lost in the noise. But that is the background. Those who sing, they know background tampura is ever in there. They never lose that. Because it is ever there. Whatever raga you use, whatever raga you do, up, down, here, there you go. Ni also it goes back. That is never lost. But initially it takes time to keep it in mind. And Jnani has perfected the art of non-forgetting the self. And therefore, mind there, he going here, there, it matters nothing for him. We Shravana over, Manana over, and practice this. Practice this. Every day practice this. Then a time will come when you don't have to practice it because it is self-luminous. You don't have to practice it actually. But once you know it, it ever remains. For us, it is like after, if you little bit know, if you meditate, then what happens? Like after drinking coffee, that coffee taste remains for next half an hour. Like that, meditation taste will remain. Atman taste will remain for some time. Then uske baad, whatever comes, it takes away that coffee taste. The same way it goes away. But for them, it is ever there. Okay? Atma kaha Satchidananda Swarupaha Satkim Satkim Kalatrayepi Tishtatiti Sat. That which is changeless is Sat. Chitkim Jnana Swarupaha. Jnana Swarupa means what? Self-effulgent. Ananda Kaha Sukha Swarupa. Sukha Swarupa means what? Full completeness with no lack, self-sufficient unto itself. So why don't you use the word happiness, joy, bliss? I will use, but the mind will change the meaning of that to something else. Sukha Swarupa is bliss only, but it is not the mind bliss what we know so far. It is a different sort of bliss. It is not the word bliss, nor what the bliss word says to our mind today in our realm of ignorance. It is something more pristine, more pure, more immaculate, and more complete, and more perfect. It is the peace that passeth all understanding. It is a fullness which transcends all our comprehension. It is a perfection which is so utter that even the word perfect feels shy of telling what it is. Okay? Evam, how does he conclude? You see, Evam Satchidananda Swarupam Swatmanam Vijaniyat. Page 79. Evam Satchidananda Swarupam Swatmanam Vijaniyat. Evam, in this way, Satchidananda Swarupam, your nature of Satchidananda, Swatmanam, you yourself, Vijaniyat, you must understand, you must come to experience, you must come to realize. Vijani, Visheshena Janiya. Not just intellectually, but experientially. Experientially doesn't mean you should use your eyes or mind to know it. You must, in fact, rather not use them, because it is ever shining. Come to abide in it. Okay? So now what topic gets over? What? How does it go? Remember? First, what is the whole topic? How does it start? Atma ka. Before Atma kaha, what was there? Tattvabodha kaha. Before Tattvabodha kaha, what was there? No. Sadhana chatushtaya sampannadikari moksha sadhana bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyamaha. For a sadhana chatushtaya sampanna who is adhikari, for him, for Tattvabodha, for him we will teach Tattva Viveka so that he gets moksha. The Tattva Viveka is twofold. One is about the Atman, about the Brahman. About Atman has got over. Now about Brahman will start. About Brahman will start means what? Now individual is over. Now about the total it will begin. Right? That we'll take it up in the 7 o'clock class. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.